A week seems like a lifetime in Trumpland. In between getting the Nobel Peace Prize winner to dedicate her award to him and getting the road between Palm Beach Airport and Mar-a-Lago named as President Donald J. Trump Boulevard, a lot has actually happened, viewers. And the Trump administration, firstly, is very serious about getting Greenland, saying if not America, then Russia and China will get it. And for that, he's using his favorite threat, tariffs. And all those countries that are opposing Greenland annexation by the US will be slapped with additional tariffs. What the world sees as madness, Trump administration actually sees method. And now Greenland is strategic, viewers. It offers vast deposits of untapped resources, shorter trade routes, and a complete domination of the Arctic. Of course, in true Trump fashion, which authority, which law, which countries, no one knows. But what remains clear is that Trump wants to go ahead. Listen in.
And I may do that for Greenland, too. I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland, because we need Greenland for national security. So I may do that. I'll give you a little, I'll take you out of that. In fact, that'll end up being the story. But actually, this is a much bigger story because we're reducing healthcare by numbers that you haven't seen.
Now let's come to Iran. After days of saying the US will exercise military options to end the brutal crackdown on protesters in Iran, the Trump regime says it is now backing off. The administration says for the moment, a military strike is off the table, but not completely. Because the protests have not ended, it's just that the executions have been stayed for now. Now, if you're a MAGA loyalist or a Trump loyalist like his core MAGA base, then you would argue that the president's messages for calm comes just ahead of his attacks, giving the kind of strategic leverage that his administration needs. Just as it happened ahead of Israel's strikes on Iran last year and America's B-2 bomber strikes on Iran. But if you're not a MAGA fan, then we can speak logic. And that is where you ask that why is it that the president has suddenly backed off? Why is he not supporting Raza Pahlavi completely, the son of last Shah of Iran who's living in exile? Well, that's because there are no easy answers in Iran. Trump likes quick wins, easy wins, like the capture of Maduro. US forces went inside and quickly captured the Venezuelan former president. It's not going to be the same in Iran. It may be a long, protracted battle because the Khamenei regime is battle-hardened, indoctrinated, and will go to any length to take on America. And that is something that the Trump administration finally realizes, and that's why you have yet another U-turn by the Trump administration.
Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself. You had yesterday scheduled over 800 hangings. They didn't hang anyone. They canceled the hangings. That had a big impact.
And now that brings me to the India impact of all that happening around the world, this madness, this mayhem. What is happening to India? Well, there's a young Trump loyalist who's taken over as the next ambassador. The priority is to fix the communication gaps, get the trade pact going, address the recent trust deficit that has been aided by Donald Trump's cozy and warm equation with Pakistani Army Chief Asim Munir. Sergio Gaurie on day one declared that there is no partner more important than India. But to turn that vision into reality, Sergio Gaurie needs to deliver quick wins. He needs to do that on trade, he needs to do that on Quad, and he needs to dial down on the rhetoric that has really impacted the relationship in the last 6 months or so. That's the only way that India and US can collectively navigate amidst this mayhem.